Let's talk about Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks. Right now, this team is 0-3 in their last 3 games. They started out 3-0. And what is truly next for the Seattle Seahawks? We are through 6 weeks of the brand new NFL season, and I'm not saying that they should throw the towel in, but things do not look good. How can your offensive line be bad so many years in a row? Last season, they dealt with the same exact problems. The offensive line and the health of the offensive line. And I'm going to talk about Geno Smith in the next couple of minutes. Don't you worry, because he isn't the main problem, but he is a problem for the team right now. Geno Smith has little to no time in the pocket. Besides Charles Cross, this offensive line is not good, and it's mostly the right side of the offensive line. What happened last season with the Seattle Seahawks? They missed the NFL playoffs because their 2 top tackles were hurt for majority of the season, and they had to bring in Jason Peters to play at the right tackle position because they were worried about Abraham Lucas long term. Well, Abraham Lucas was able to return last season, but guess what? He hasn't played a single snap this season. He is still dealing with a knee injury, and usually when offensive linemen deal with knee injuries, they do not get better long term. Abraham Lucas is a very good tackle when he's able to stay on the field, but he has not been able to stay healthy as of late. And if they bring back Jason Peters, because he's on the practice squad right now, if you call him up and to play right tackle, you're going to be in the same exact situation that you were in last season. Geno Smith cannot go out there and perform with a terrible offensive line. We've seen it over and over again. Even when he first became the starter for the Seattle Seahawks, the offensive line wasn't the greatest, but it was better than this right here, and he was able to have major success. He made the NFL playoffs in his first year as a starter. Last season, they were dealing with a lot of injuries. Even Geno Smith was injured as well because the offensive line could not hold up for him. But it's more than just the offensive line. Shane Waldron is no longer the offensive coordinator for the team. Ryan Grubb is. He's the former offensive coordinator for Washington. They should have left him in college because what he's calling right now makes 0 sense. I understand that Kenneth Walker III is the best running back on this team by far. And that's no disrespect to a guy like Zach Charbonnet. Zach Charbonnet, you look at him, you say, hey, he is what he is, a very good power back. Sure, he's not a bad running back, but he does not have the explosiveness as a Kenneth Walker III. When you look at Geno Smith, he has thrown the football on average for over 50 times a game in the last 3 games. That's not a winning formula. And you look at what happened in week 1 against the Denver Broncos. He had 25 pass attempts, 171 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, 1 interception. Against the New England Patriots, one of the worst teams in the NFL, this team went to overtime with them. He was 33 of 44 on the day, 327 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, 0 interceptions. He was sacked 3 times in that game. He was sacked 3 times against the Miami Dolphins as well. They won that game 24-3. Keep this in mind. The Miami Dolphins were without Tua Tagovailoa. And on the day, Geno Smith was 26 of 34, 289 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown to 2 interceptions. Now, Geno Smith has been very inaccurate as well. I'm going to get more into that in the next couple of minutes. But I want to stop it right here. Ryan Grubb will come out and say when Kenneth Walker III gets healthier, they will give him the football more and they want to run the football with him more. Kenneth Walker III had 20 carries against the Denver Broncos, and look at how they won that football game. Look at how balanced the offense was. And to see Kenneth Walker III get injured, that does suck. But you still have Zach Charbonnet and Kenny McIntosh as well. You can give those guys the football. You don't have to give up on the run game because one of your running backs went down. Geno Smith threw the football 56 times against the Detroit Lions for 395 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, 1 interception. He threw the football 40 times against the New York Giants, 284 passing yards. Against the San Francisco 49ers, he threw the football 52 times as well. And he got sacked 7 times against the New York Giants. That's the game that was a blocked field goal, and that was a dagger for the Seattle Seahawks, and that's how they lost that game. You cannot have your quarterback go back there and throw the football for over 40 times in a game, because now you're opening him up to more pressures, to more sacks, and to more mistakes as well. Yes, Geno Smith has 6 interceptions on the season, and it does not look good, but it's not all on Geno Smith. It's not, because Ryan Grubb came out and he basically lied in his press conference, and he said, I want to go out there and have the most balanced offense possible. How are you going to do that when you want Geno Smith to go out there and basically carry you over the hump? He's not that type of quarterback. I don't care if you have Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Brock Purdy, whomever. You do not set them up to throw the football over 40 times a game. You're going to go out there and you're going to lose a lot of football games. And I do understand this as well. You say that they're down the majority of the games. You still do not give up on running the football, especially with a backfield with Kenneth Walker III and Zach Charbonnet. And I've seen Kenneth Walker III be 100% healthy, and they still don't run the football enough. Yes, they have key weapons like DK Metcalf, Jackson Smith-Njigba, and Tyler Lockett. That doesn't mean that you give all of those guys 10 targets a game. That's not how the NFL works. This is not college. And right now, Ryan Grubb, he is having a tough transition over from college to the NFL. Hopefully this mini bye week can help them out. And yes, it's a mini bye week because the last time that they played was Thursday night against the San Francisco 49ers. They cannot go into the same situation that they were into last season. And when I look at the defense is better. It's not much better than what it was last season, but it is better. I look at a guy like Derek Hall. Right now, he's their best pass rusher. 5 sacks on the season, 2 forced fumbles. He has been amazing out of Auburn. You look at Boye Mafe, a very good pass rusher as well, 3 sacks on the season. And they need those guys to step up because Uchenna Nwosu right now, he's still on IR. He's dealing with a major injury to his quad. When I look at the secondary, Tariq Woolen did miss a game against the San Francisco 49ers. But when he's able to stay fully healthy, he's a very good cornerback. He's a true number 1. And the same with Devin Witherspoon as well. Julian Love is the best cover safety on the team. He was amazing last season when he came in for Jamal Adams and Quandre Diggs did not look the same. He was the best safety in that room. That's why he got the contract extension. You look at a guy like Rayshawn Jenkins as well. He's solid at best. He just fits the system of Mike McDonald. That's it. He's not going to go out there and be a top safety in the NFL, but he's a very good bridge safety to have. You don't ask him to do much, and he'll give you his all. Leonard Williams is a very good run stopper that they have there. Byron Murphy has missed time as well. That's the first-round pick. This is a guy that they believe can go out there and play again against the Atlanta Falcons. He's missed the last couple of games dealing with a hamstring injury, but he's a very good run stopper. Jaron Reed as well, very good run stopper, can get to the quarterback. And the same with Jonathan Hankins. They have big bodies up front. They're just adjusting to the brand new system with Mike McDonald, who I do believe will be a very good head coach long term, especially when he can bring in his own pieces moving forward. Imagine what he can do with this defense. Look at what he did with the Baltimore Ravens long term. He went out there, he helped draft Kyle Hamilton. He went out there, he helped go get Roquan Smith, and look at how he used those guys. The linebacking play can be better, but I think Jerome Baker is solid enough, and the same with Terrell Dotson as well. They're not the best linebackers to have, but they're not scrubs. I think that the defense will get better as the season progresses. They're just very young right now, and they're still getting into the system with Mike McDonald. The only thing that really bothers me about the Seattle Seahawks are the injuries that they're dealing with on the offensive line, and the fact that the general manager has neglected the offensive line since they drafted Charles Cross and Abraham Lucas. You already knew that you had a tackle that was dealing with a knee injury from last season. So what did you do on the right side of the offensive line? You did nothing. And Mike McDonald comes in and he brings in a brand new offensive coordinator that loves to throw the football. You're setting Geno Smith up for nothing but failure. And this is where I want to talk about Geno Smith. The overthrows are insane at this point. His accuracy has not looked this bad since he was with the New York Jets, and I'm not exaggerating. He missed a lot of throws against the New York Giants, and he missed a lot of throws against the San Francisco 49ers as well. Part of that is this. Geno Smith is better in doses. When he can throw the football 30 times a game, and he can work off a run game, he's a significantly better quarterback. And when he has a clean pocket, he is very good as well. Last season on first and second down, Geno Smith looked very good. On third down, not as much. Why did he not look good on third down? Because it was third and long. When it was 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 10, Geno Smith was a different quarterback because it's harder to go out there and move the sticks when you're so far back. When I look at a guy like Geno Smith, he's not a bad quarterback by any means. But it does make me question this. The type of offensive system that they're running, it doesn't really fit Geno Smith. It fits the quarterback that's behind Geno Smith right now. And I'm talking about Sam Howell. Right now, this is the last year of Geno Smith's deal with the Seattle Seahawks. And I will say go out there and extend him for the next 2 to 3 years. But if they don't, you have a guy in Sam Howell who showed a lot of good with the Washington Commanders, but at the same time, there's a lot of bad because of the interceptions. You can say he had one of the worst offensive lines in the NFL last season, which is true. But you can hope that this kid can go out there and fully develop, and maybe we want to put more pieces into the offensive line via free agency. But right now, Geno Smith is the starting quarterback, and Ryan Grubb has to go out there And he has to make sure that he's helping out Geno Smith. And Geno Smith has to play better as well. Yes, he only got sacked once against Nick Bosa and the San Francisco 49ers, but he was running for his life majority of the game. And that has been the tale with Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks the last 2 years, him running for his life. Keep the pocket clean, run the football, and let him work off of play action. Go back to the basics. Go back to what made Geno Smith special that first season when he was with the Seattle Seahawks as a starter. Don't try to make him go out there and be Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow, because he is not. But he is still a very good quarterback to have in the NFL. And if they do not want to re-sign him long term, that's fine. But right now, he is the starting quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. He has to play better, and Ryan has to coach better as well at the offensive coordinator spot. And DK Metcalf, you got to grow up. You can't take your headset off and call out a coach and get upset with the coach. I understand it was so many plays in the game against the 49ers. He had his toe out of bounds. They called that play back. That wasn't a touchdown. Right in the second half, as soon as it begins, it's a touchdown. They call it back because of a legal formation, what was a legal shift by the offense. So they called the touchdown back. I understand he was frustrated. Off 11 targets, he only had 3 catches. But DK Metcalf has to calm down. And we have seen this in the past. Just dumb penalties, getting frustrated with the defender, pushing cornerbacks in their back, pushing cornerbacks down. DK Metcalf has to calm down. That's all he has to do, and be more mature about things. And Geno Smith has to settle down inside the pocket and get better with his accuracy. But right now, what concerns me the most with the Seattle Seahawks are the fact that they are very inconsistent, and they have a lot of major flaws right now on the offensive line due to injuries. And it's not a guarantee when Abraham Lucas comes back, or even if he does this season, that he may look the same, because a knee injury to the offensive line is a very serious injury. But let me know in the comment section below, how do you guys feel about Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, when each and every last one of you guys stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for watching the video, guys. God bless. Peace.